What's up, everybody? We are here again to rank the movies that we watched together last month. That was March. There were 12 movies that we ranked. I don't know what he's going to rank. He doesn't know what I'm going to, but as a consensus, we're going to come together and rank them. They're ranked against each other. The first movie that we watched was Paddington from 2014. Yeah. I'll go ahead and start. We decided to watch Paddington because we truly wanted to get to Paddington 2 because we heard that was awesome. But this movie was awesome. It was hilarious. I thought it was so funny and good and wasn't corny and was some adult style humor in there. And I was surprised. I really enjoyed Paddington. I gave it a B.
I thought it was a great family movie. Same things as you, but in this list of it being, again, like ranked against the other movies we watched, I give it a C.
The movies that we watched, they were so close together that this is going to be a hard list. Let's put it C for now and see how things play out. We might have to adjust this at the end. This might be one of the more difficult ones.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
I mean, it was so difficult for me, I couldn't even have a D. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, this is... We watched 12 movies and I've got 14 Bs. The second movie we watched was September 5. I don't know if you call it September 5th, September 5.
I'd say September 5th.
But about the terrorist attacks at the Olympics, the 72 Olympics, Munich. What did you give it?
I give it a B. I thought it was a pretty great movie, I thought. Personally.
So I gave it a C. So I liked it less than Paddington, but I really did like the incorporation of documentary footage, historical footage with the dramatizations. So I like that part, but I gave it a C.
I say C is fine.
So far, 2 Cs.
Yep.
And 2 movies that I enjoyed, but the other movies I enjoyed more.
Yeah, I agree.
Third movie we watched, The Terminator.
A tier.
Okay.
I think it holds up really well. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it is a great movie. Arnold is iconic.
The neo-noir theme style.
Yeah, exactly. It holds up. I think the music is awesome. It's ultimately a love story.
Yeah.
You know, like very romantic in that regard, and that's not something that when I say let's watch The Terminator, it's one of the most romantic movies of all time. You know, but I think it's really awesome, and I too gave it an A.
Nice.
So at least we got one.
You're funny.
That we've got a consensus on is The Terminator as an A. All right, fourth movie. Paddington 2.
A tier. I think it's better than the first Paddington.
And most people agree on that. Tell me why.
It's just so much cuter. Like, that's why it's so much better. It's like way more wholesome. It's just better.
Plus, Hugh Grant was absolutely excellent.
And he wasn't as like menacing, which I think is good, as the past villain, because the past villain was trying to kill Paddington. And that's sad. Yeah,
this guy was just more... That is sad. This guy was just more of a conniver. He's a late middle-aged man that is like wanting to... He's pathetic, almost. And so, it's not as terrifying, so to speak. Even if Paddington is put in a spot where he's in danger or could go to prison forever. You do remember my whole issue with the actual law aspect when I'm like, they didn't have enough evidence to... But, if I guess I'm going to suspend disbelief enough on a... talking bear, then I did think it was better than the first one. But what I didn't understand was why everybody was losing their absolute minds over Paddington 2 when Paddington 1 was great.
I think Paddington 1 is good, and I think Paddington 2 is excellent.
That's fair. But I gave it a B.
It was my highest A.
It was your highest A.
It was my second favorite movie. It was my second favorite.
It was your second favorite movie.
Yeah.
So you gave 1 S, and then Paddington 2 was your second favorite movie. Well, it has to go A then, because it was a high B for me. So I'll put Paddington 2 with The Terminator, which I guess that's fair. All right, the next movie we watched, no, it wasn't the story of you, but it's called A Real Pain.
C tier. My lowest C tier.
This was the lowest movie you watched.
Yeah, which is crazy.
This movie that was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin as best.
Well, Amelia Perez was nominated for 13 nominations, and that was on our last tier list at a D. I think Paddington's better. And I give that a C too.
On my list of rankings, it goes Paddington 2, A Real Pain, Paddington won. It's literally the only thing that it separates the two Paddingtons for me. So that would be a B.
What'd you put? A?
No, I gave it a B, but it's your lowest C. So technically it should go C. All right. The 6th movie we watched, Django Unchained.
B.
Okay. Great cinematography, great music. Christoph Waltz, completely flipping it from the last Tarantino movie. Leonardo DiCaprio, great. Samuel Jackson, hilarious.
Yeah.
You gave it a what?
A B.
I gave it an A+. It's my highest ranked A.
You should go A.
Okay. The next movie we watched was... What was it?
Will and Harper.
Will and Harper.
Yeah.
What did you give it?
I gave it a B.
Oh, okay.
What? What?
You gave it a B?
Yeah.
I too gave it a B.
I mean, like, you see Will Ferrell cry.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean...
just for that, I think it deserves it.
He's such a sweet, endearing, caring, empathetic person. And you don't want to see Will Ferrell be sad.
Yeah. Somebody
That brings joy and doesn't want to hurt anybody, but makes a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And he does something that puts his loved one, his friend, in an awkward situation. Yeah. And he feels so truly guilty and remorseful, even though he had the best of intentions. Yeah. But besides the scene of Will Ferrell, great movie. Next up we have Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. What'd you give it? I gave it a B.
I gave it an A.
Okay. This was my lowest B out of friggin' like 8 Bs.
We can put it at a B then. It was like really good.
It was really good. It was exactly what you expect from a Wallace and Gromit. Yeah. Funny. The animation was awesome. Life of Brian.
B.
Well, it's a B for me, so it's gonna go Perfect. B. What do you have to say about it?
It's funny.
Funny, but also subversive, making fun of religions of all kinds, and it's exactly what you would expect in one from Monty Python. And when I say the name Biggest, one of the greatest scenes of all time. I've watched that one scene probably 178 times. Mm-hmm. The next movie we watched, Interstellar.
S tier.
S tier. Yeah. Excellent movie.
Yep. In my top 5.
What is there to say about it? What would you say?
The only scene that makes me cry. It's the only scene.
So, I cry in every movie. He cries in no movies. But this has a scene, Matthew McConaughey coming back and time has passed.
Yeah.
From their first time landing on that water planet with the weight, which is already...
Yeah, that's
like
it build up.
Yeah, it primes you because there's so much that goes on there between what they've realized has happened, the loss, and then they do lose somebody while they're there. They just make it back in time.
They see that one
and then
guy.
They see the guy, and he's gray a little bit, and they're like, you're starting to realize, and you can't even get a chance. It doesn't stop. Matthew McConaughey goes and sits down, and it's still going, and you're processing everything, and then the tapes start, and his reactions going through the gamut of laughter to tears.
In his face.
Yeah. And that's just one scene. The movie is excellent. Yeah. The next to last movie that we watched, and that was Sing Sing.
Very surprising. I did not expect it to be that good. Like heartfelt. The acting I thought was amazing, which is
by a bunch of formerly incarcerated, not professionally trained actors.
Yeah.
Often portraying fictionalized versions of themselves, but especially the supporting actor who kind of takes over a lead role as Hamlet. Great movie. What did you give it?
A B.
Oh, you gave it a B.
My highest B, so over Django.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you really like this movie. I definitely recommend it, and it was one of my higher Bs.
It's my highest B, so...
It's definitely a B. You got a list that's looking pretty good, and you think, oh, what's going to jumble up? And that might be this next and final movie, another Nolan movie. The last movie we watched was The Dark Knight Rises, the third and final Batman trilogy.
You're not getting this D.
What did you say?
You're not getting this D.
I'm not getting this D.
Yeah.
I'm not getting this D.
Yeah, no, I give it an A. Compared too heavily to The Dark Knight, Heath Ledger did so amazing job that some people don't like Bane's performance.
It's hard to follow that.
I personally like Bane better, but I think Heath Ledger did a better job.
You like the character of Bane?
Yeah. And that might be why I like this movie. Not more.
It was cool to see Bane.
Yeah. And I like the way they portrayed him, even though it's not his luchador.
This was my 1D. I don't think it's a bad movie. That's not why it's a D, even though I have it very lowly rated on IMDb. But Bane's voice absolutely kills it for me. I
know, it's amazing. It kills it.
his voice. I do like, what's her name as Catwoman?
Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway.
Oh, yeah.
She's not my favorite Catwoman. In fact, she's not my second favorite Catwoman, or maybe even my third favorite Catwoman, but I like what she does as Catwoman, but there's not enough of her.
I thought she was the best part.
You thought she was the best part? In a movie where it has one of your favorite villains, and then you thought her performance as Catwoman and she's barely in it was the best part. That definitely, I agree, says something. But the sort of dual twist of finding out the female quote-unquote love interest is Talia al Ghul, and that she was the one down instead of Bane. Love that whole scene. Almost saves the whole movie for me. However, the scene of Bane breaking Batman's back almost ruins it for me completely because it looks so terrible. It looks corny and fake. Also, I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I did not like this version of quote-unquote Robin. If you're going to have him come to the Batcave at the end, why do you need to say his middle name or his full name includes the word Robin?
He might be
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So just have him show up. He's going to become Nightwing, and a thing that's never going to happen. I take it back. I don't like this movie, and I give it a D. And we don't have a D.
Yeah, well, I give it an A.
You give it an A, so it's a C. Which means that we currently do not have a D.
Yeah.
So the first thing we need to do is look at our C's.
Yep.
Paddington was my 8th movie.
You watched 12?
Yeah.
That was my 11th.
So if you add that together, that's 19. September 5. For me, that was my 11th, so that's 20. So now that's already potentially the lowest one. A Real Pain.
Oh, 12th.
I gave it was my 7th, so that's 19. Dark Knight Rises, what number for you? 3rd, and it was 12th for me, so that's 15. So it seems like that September 5 should be the movie to go down to D.
Seems that way.
And that The Dark Knight Rises should be the highest of the C's.
Seems that way.
So Will and Harper, you had it 8th, I had it 4th, it's 12. Wallace and Gromit, 4th and 10th for me. 14. Life of Brian.
10.
And then Sing Sing.
6.
And I had Sing Sing 5th. So that's the one. So of all those, it should pretty much stay the same, but Sing Sing is the best of the B's. Now, between Terminator, Paddington 2, and Django Unchained, one of these is not like the other. Did you give the Terminator an A?
Yeah.
So did I. Paddington 2, you gave an A?
Yeah.
I did not. Django Unchained, you gave an A?
No.
You did not give an A, but I did. So that's actually perfect because for Paddington 2 and Django Unchained, we both gave A/B. Terminator, we both gave an A.
Yeah.
So it should be the top, and it should stay exactly as it is. And that's actually a pretty solid list. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
I like that list. I think that's a solid list.
I think that's a perfect list.
I mean...
I know. Dark Knight could have been higher. Rises.
Or is it a fascist, terrible, unbelievably stupid movie that should be a D tier?
Better than Django.
All right, until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Crapio.
The outtakes on this video is going to be longer than the video. How many A's did you get?
4.
4 A's. And which number was this?
The right above Terminator, which is right 2 below. That is the third. It's my third A.
You put the top one as an S, the bottom one is a T, and then you say like
It's a T.
It's a D. And then I'm like, with this one, let's look at the C's. Will and Harper, what did you give it?
B's.
I'm sorry. Let's look at the B's.
It's okay.
Will and Harper, especially because of how real it is as well. Sleepy? Am I boring you?
Yeah.
Clever and...
Yeah. That should be by the outtakes. Clever.
So Wallace and Gromit, A Vengeance Most Fowl.
I think you should go higher than Will and Harper.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get to that at the end. Was that one of the nominees for Best Animated at the Academy Awards?
No, I think Wild Robot's better.
Yeah, this should not have won.
It didn't.
I know. Flow won.
Yeah, I think this was better than Flow.
Really?
Yeah.
But not better than The Wild Robot.
No.
Okay.
It goes Flow, this, Wild Robot.
What else was nominated?
Memoir of a Snail.
Yeah.
And Inside Out 2, which I actually think Inside Out 2 is better than Wild Robot. Inside Out 2 is golden.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we didn't watch that. We watched Wallace and Gromit, A Vengeance Most Foul. I gave it it was... Oh. Sorry. I was looking at the wrong side.
What?
I was looking at the wrong list.
Wait a minute.
What'd you give September 5th?
Nice.
Okay, okay. I'm back on the right list. All right, let's start fresh.